When you guys reached out to me and said that there might be a young girl in danger, I started to take this whole situation very, very seriously. So let me just backtrack for 1 second. And it's not even a really good description on exactly what happened, but this happened a few days ago that I told you guys about in Nashville when Mo and I and my fiance and his friends were all hanging out at a bar, and we were doing a decent amount of drinking, but not to a point where we were drunk.
Hotel bar, I think, is important too.
Hotel bar. Yeah, I'll even name the hotel. It's the Omni, right, is where we were staying. So we're all hanging out, having a really great time. Look, I've been drinking for a while, so I know when I am getting buzzed, and I know when to stop drinking and drink water or go in for the night. That never happened, and from about 9 o'clock at night till about, I don't even know when we left, dude. When did we leave? You tell me, because it's a complete blackout for me.
I want to say it was like 11, maybe.
11. Mm-hmm. So not only me, but my fiance also completely and totally blacked out. Now, we've been with each other for 5 years, so we know each other's tolerance. I know when Tiffany is getting buzzed because she starts skipping. That's her thing.
Okay.
That's a good tell.
Yep. She just starts skipping. And I know it's going to be a long night. There was no skipping on this night, though. In fact, she doesn't recall the night either. And we just weren't drinking that much to get to that point where there are 3 hours out of our life that we have no idea what happened. We don't know how the night ended. I didn't remember signing the check. I don't remember going up in the elevator. Tiffany has no recollection of any of this, as I told you guys. I also said what was really strange about the night, and here's where it gets dangerous almost, is that Tiffany, quote unquote, lost her wallet. And when she went upstairs, there was a knock on our hotel room door, and there was a man there with a young girl that said, hey, we have your wallet. If you just come with us, then we'll give it to you. And something inside of her spidey sense was going off, even in this blackout stage, said, I'm not going. I'll just deal with it with security tomorrow morning.
And the reason why you have a lot of that information is because she was FaceTiming with Mo and Bree, and they overheard some of the conversation. Like, you all heard the knock on the door and her open it and everything, right?
Yeah, we heard the entire thing of the knock on the door, of him saying, hey, you forgot your wallet, and I'm trying to return it. And then I heard the voice of the young girl that she ended up taking the picture with. But then that was the point when she hung up the phone, and I have no idea what happened after that.
Tiffany has no recollection of this FaceTime, of this call, nothing. But she did have the picture of the girl. And I think it was Cassie was the first one to say, oh my God, I mean, this sounds like a total setup. Because if you look through the hotel room door, that little peephole-y thing, and you see a young girl, then you're more apt to open up a door than if you see some dude, then you know better. Like, okay, I'm feeling kind of dangerous right now.
And it also is so odd that they're like, we have your wallet, but we didn't bring it with us.
Yeah.
You have to come with us in order to retrieve it. Or the fact they wouldn't just have given it to like somebody at the front desk of the hotel.
Look, these things just don't add up, right?
Nothing.
And I always tend to think like, no, man, I stay away from drama. And I just kind of think like, no, that didn't happen. That only happens in the movies or whatever. Could we have really gotten drugged? So I told that story on the show. And then a bunch of you guys started hitting me from Nashville. And I don't want to paint Nashville as the roofie capital of the world, because I'm sure if this happened in any city in America, I would be getting DMs from, and now texts, from listeners saying, hey, this happens in our city all the time. I just got a lot of them from Nashville. A lot. Here's one. Just heard your segment on Nashville and getting possibly drugged. We live in Nashville, and it's a 100% a thing. Happened to my husband while he was out alone in East Nashville. The night ended in a high-speed chase, me chasing the car he was in, drugged out of his mind, in the rain, in the downtown suburbs with the police on the line. While I'm chasing him, needless to say, it was the kind of things nightmares are made of. Thank God we had our locations on for each other. He's okay, and I'm so glad y'all are okay. Having said that, call the hotel in capital letters, because I was really kind of sketch on even contacting the hotel because I didn't have a lot of the details.
Yeah.
Right? This says, now here's where it started to get my attention. And more of these started to come in, and it made me realize there's no decision to be made. I'm going to hit the hotel up. Nashville has a bad human trafficking problem, and what better way to find a woman than a bartender that can roofie drinks for someone out of town? If the trip is long enough, it would take loved ones more time to realize they were missing. That's the first time I had ever heard that about Nashville. You could say that about a lot of cities. Atlanta for sure as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
I've heard that about Atlanta, especially just because of the airport, but I was not aware of that when it came to Nashville.
You guys, it was story after story. And I think this happens in towns like Nashville. There's a lot of bars. There's a lot of restaurants. There's a lot of young people. It could be any city where, if this happened in Chicago, I bet I'd be getting the same DMs from Chicago. I'm guessing.
Vegas, anywhere where there's heavy drinking, and anywhere on Broadway and there in Nashville, because it's a destination.
Touristy.
It's a tourist destination to go and, to be honest, to get hammered.
And people on vacation let their guard down more often.
For sure.
Because they're relaxing. I mean, I even took one of those classes about getting hacked, and it's like they look at your social media, they see that you're on vacation, and they're like, now's a good time to send them a sketchy link that they'll just click and get hacked because they're on vacation and relax.
Yeah, again, I don't want to rail on this specifically being Nashville. This could have happened anywhere.
I'm thinking New Orleans, Las
Yes.
Vegas. I mean, any area where you have lots of bars and clubs for Nashville honky tonks. That could be something like that happen.
Well, Bert, you said it's happened to you in Atlanta before. So anywhere.
I completely believe it
Definitely
happened.
to me in Atlanta too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I do remember you telling us that.
Yep.
Then more started coming in like this. Bert, have Tiffany show that picture of the 14-year-old girl to the police. Make sure she's not a victim of child trafficking. Crazy story, y'all. Definitely got drugged. So these child trafficking DMs started coming in again and again and again, and I would have never thought of that. And I showed the picture to Kristen and Davi this morning that Tiffany took with this quote-unquote 14-year-old. And what was your impression?
Initially, when I looked at it and you go, how old do you think she is? She has one of those faces. It's very hard to determine her age. She can dress herself up or down to look anywhere, I'd say from 14 to 19. From that picture, you can't tell how old she is.
When I initially looked at the picture, I just immediately thought 14. Davi said could be anything.
I said 12 to 24. She's just got one of those faces. She's cute. No wrinkle. There's nothing telling that she's older, but she has one of those faces that could go either way.
Super scary.
Yeah, and she's not wearing a lot of makeup, so it can make you look younger.
So it could be a setup. It could be a trafficking situation. Either way, it sure sounded to me like it could be dangerous. So I did. I reached out to the general manager at the Omni. Tommy had this suggestion that I send him the audio of me talking about this incident on our show on Hot 106.7 in Nashville and see if I can get the guy to react or at least do something, check security cameras. So I hit the dude up on Saturday and I haven't heard back. His name is Zachary. And I haven't gotten a response back. And I even wrote exactly what happened. And I also wrote that there's a small chance a girl might be in danger. And I haven't heard back. So I guess I got to go down the line today and get more aggressive about it because he's not checking his Facebook. But you guys scared me enough to think that could be a reality.
Oh, you didn't send an email? You just sent a Facebook
He
message?
didn't. I couldn't find his email anywhere. I couldn't
that's
find it on
weird.
LinkedIn. The only
You
one
had
that
to call the hotel.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
call him.
call
for
him
sure.
directly.
Call the hotel
Call the
directly.
hotel.
And I would
Okay.
either, if you can't, the general manager is one way to go, but also security.
Yeah.
You need to talk to head of security of the hotel.
They
Okay.
can share corporate's information because I just think it's so weird. I don't think that Tiffany would say, "Let me get a picture with you, little girl, that's got my ID somewhere hidden." I wonder if the girl was like, "Let's take a selfie." So,
But why would she do that?
So Tiffany would have a photo of her. That's a cry for help,
Yeah,
there are weird ways that little girls on planes that are getting trafficked that they will let the flight attendant know I'm in danger without the guy knowing.
I almost thought about just posting the picture and going, hey, does anybody know who this girl is? But then I thought if she is 14 and then...
Or if she's in danger.
Or if she's in danger, that doesn't do us any good at all. So
Yeah.
I'll call the hotel and call security today and play the audio for them. Okay.
The Bert Show.